Hey guys, how's it going? Quick update on my LS swap. Things I've run into. My fancy modified truck alternator power steering pump bracket is not going to work. It's too high. It's going to pass the hood. Some guys might cut a hole in their hood, but I ain't going to do that. Anyway, so I ordered a relocation kit. Basically, it moves the alternator over closer to the rocker cover and about 2 inches lower, which should suffice and cover. And then I was checking out my header situation. I had the passenger side header off. I just put it on just to check it out, and absolutely no issues whatsoever. Lots of clearance, which is great. Going to the driver's side with the headers, it is touching the steering column. Cylinder number 5 is actually touching the column, so it's going to rattle like who knows what. So I have two options. I can go underneath the dash, loosen up the steering column mount that's mounted to the firewall, move it over about 1/4 to 1/2 inch to get my clearance, because it does have U-joints on the bottom and the top, so you're able to move it a bit. And drill new holes and bolt it back up. Or my other option would be to take the header off and just give it a little ding right where the steering column is after I mark it, before removing, of course. Anyways, as I was going along doing this, I was underneath I was underneath the car, and there's my throttle cable. The original throttle cable is actually out of a 301 turbo, and the cable's about 1 foot away from the firewall. It's never going to reach that throttle body on the engine. So this here is a Locklear incorporated throttle cable. Is 36 inches long. It's going to do the trick. Now, the best part is I was underneath the car putting the cross member on for the LS swap 4L70 transmission, the Holley cross member. And as I was doing that, you're underneath there looking around like I always do, make sure there's no issues. I was looking at the body mounts. They looked fine from the bottom, looking up inside the frame holes, like for example, inside here. But I neglected to look up on top, and on the driver's side, actually, you got to see already, I've already changed them. Those are polyurethane energy suspension bushings. There was no rubber up the top. I was like shocked. Anyways, easy job, took about 2 hours. You gotta loosen the bolts on all the mounts on both sides, and on the one side, completely take it off, and you could jack the car up. Make sure the car is on its own weight on its wheels when you're doing this, so you don't misalign the frame. Jack it up, slip them out, put the new ones in. Easier said than done, of course, because when I was doing it, I ran into an issue where the bolt was just spinning. The way they design these things, they just got like a pocket inside the frame, and there's a square nut in there where this thing spins. So the nut is really in a cage. Of course, the cage got twisted, bent out of shape, and the nut started spinning inside the cage. I couldn't get it off. I had to take the fender off, which was a real pain in the ass, unfortunately, but I got it done. So we got new bushings on all the frame mounts, and they're all polyurethane. Also, my original inspection of the vehicle, when I took it out of storage, the front sway bar bushings were fine. They look great. I don't know if you could see it, probably not. There they are, polyurethane with greasable nipples, which are great. I had to replace them with these, because after I did take it for a spin and I came back, and the rubbers were just cracked. So the rubbers are pretty well rotted. A vehicle sitting for 40 years, even if you don't use it. There's my Holley oil pan. It's much lower. You could notice how it clears the frame nicely. And there is no issue with ground clearance. Yeah, so there's my update. I'm waiting on my drive shaft. I needed to get it shortened. I figured center to center after measuring it was 45 inches is what I need. So I'm waiting on that so I could have my drivetrain back together again. Another really cool thing, I always thought, my back is killing me. I could barely move here. I'm going to try to get up. I really want to show you guys this. I got a back brace on, and I'm on medication, so I'm able to actually move around a little bit, but oh boy. Excuse me, sorry. I really sorry. Shouldn't even be mentioning it. Anyways, we're up. This is a cool thing. Another thing I had to do is change the shifter from a 3-speed automatic to a 4-speed automatic. I got some tools on here, of course. So now it says drive, overdrive with the first and second lows. And there's a cam that goes inside underneath that you'd have to replace, because this thing operates on a cam, and there's a little push rod spring thingamajig inside there that controls everything. So the cam had to be replaced. And after doing that, I realized, oh no, no reverse light, no neutral safety switch now, because that used to run off the column. The switch was mounted on the column and had this little gizmo hooked up going out into the firewall that was hooked up to the transmission linkage. So when you put it in reverse, the reverse lights came on because it shifted the rod up and put it in the appropriate position. So I had to go and order a reverse light safety neutral switch modified kit, which is pretty cool. It goes right onto the shifter. I don't have it yet. I'm still waiting on it. And that takes care of my reverse light and my neutral safety switch. I'll show you guys that on the next video when I actually have it installed. Another really cool thing, I actually managed to get all the wiring. I don't think you could see anything over here. It's pretty dark. I got all the wiring for the computer into the center console underneath the ashtray. So when I put the center console on, it's going to hide everything, and I can mount my computer right inside there with the Holley Terminator Max indicator lights that are on the computer, so I could see them instead of having it mounted under the hood with the heat and the elements and the water splashing on it. I wanted to put it into a nice dry place, so that's taken care of. Heater hoses are hooked up. They hooked right onto the LS3 heater hose hookups on the water pump, which is great. As you can see there, I got the air conditioning connector. I don't have an AC unit for it yet, but I am going to replace it and put one of those modern ones on here, and I'm going to have to change this line, obviously, because it's a different connector. I can't really think of anything else to mention right now at this moment, but I will make a part 4 when I do get the shifter, reverse light, neutral safety switch indicator hooked up. And now I'm just going to put this phone away and try and see if I could manage to put this throttle cable on without killing my back. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching my video. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you like. If not, no big deal. Have a great one. Talk to you later.